So we got a message on Instagram asking us where the best place is to invest in the UK. Now this message was specific about the buy-to-let properties and the buy-to-let industry in the property sector. So where would you say the best place is to invest in the UK if you're looking to buy-to-let properties?
To be honest, you can find great deals on buy-to-let properties anywhere in the UK, but if I had to pinpoint an area, I'd probably say the northwest, so Manchester, Liverpool. Liverpool's actually better than Manchester now, and maybe parts of Yorkshire like Leeds. Those are the two that I'd go for. A couple of reasons. One being, obviously there's a good sort of student market in both cities. The city overall is a decent place to live, so a lot of people would want to sort of live there. There's a lot of new jobs, especially in Liverpool, created over the last sort of couple of years, and planning to have more with all the projects that's going on. You know, New Everton Stadium, Peel Group, obviously building out the waterfront, getting blue chip tenants there, and obviously all of that. Obviously, once you've got bigger firms moving there, they've got staff who are looking for sort of high quality accommodation or low quality or whatever, and that obviously results in a higher demand, which means the rents are higher. And then to add to that, the price per square foot that you're paying in those cities compared to the likes of London or Manchester, you know, it results in higher yields. So those two are probably, my choice.
So northwest Liverpool,
Yeah,
and Yorkshire Leeds,
yeah.
in terms of buy-to-let. But what if you were looking to do a development in the UK? What would you do then? Where would you go?
Development, I'd say if you can find a good project to do, I'd say the best place is probably London, because the demand is absolutely through the roof, and you've got no problem with the sales side of it. But very, very close to that is probably Manchester. So I'd say Manchester is a bit of a hybrid, if you like. So got decent returns on the rentals, got decent sort of development opportunity as well. And obviously City Council in Manchester is a bit more lenient, and you can see from town planning and what they've done with the city. Liverpool is close to Manchester as well. So yeah, I mean, anywhere that you can have a good deal, it's, you could do a development. But I'd say if I was to order them, I'd say London, Manchester, Liverpool. Then you got the likes of Leeds and Birmingham and Nottingham and all of them.
Okay, so in terms of like a city, for example, you talked about the deals and the demand there, but what other factors should you look for if you're looking to do a development in a city? What makes a good deal essentially for you?
So a good deal. So you have to obviously bring everything down onto paper and see, because a lot of the time a deal sounds great. I can give a lot of examples, where you thought, oh yeah, it's only like, it works out about £12,000 per plot that you pay in. In some other development that we paid like 35,000 a plot, but the one that we paid 35,000 actually worked out more profitable. There's a lot of different factors like build cost, Section 106, SIL payment, all that sort of stuff. And obviously resale value of the development and the finance situation. So sometimes you go and buy, I don't know, you go and buy a building in auction, you have to pay cash or bridge it or whatever. So that might cost you a lot more, and you obviously have to, if you have to pay cash, then you're $1 million into the development, rather than, you know, if there was a building that was on the market, then you could pay, I don't know, 400,000 or 500,000 and finance the rest, and get development finance for the rest as well. So every deal has to be considered on their own merit. But what I would 100% recommend is, like buying any property, doing due diligence, bringing it down on paper, making sure you've looked at every single aspect, and then obviously with experience, it'll be a lot more streamlined and quicker, because obviously once you've done a project that's similar to that, you know how much you spent on that one. For example, on plumbing for 20 units, for example, you know how much you've paid, and then this one's 30. You can pretty much prorate. Obviously, you still have to get exact costs, because obviously every single project is different, but it makes it a little bit quicker and a little bit more streamlined and closer to reality, rather than, because there's a lot of hidden costs that people don't know. They just think, oh yeah, you know, joiner, plaster, this, that, the other, but you know, you got your acoustics, you got your ventilation, you got all sorts of stuff, fire escapes, all that sort of stuff that need to be taken into account.
Now, in terms of development, there are different types of developments, aren't there? There's new builds, there's renovations, there's a mixture of both. For example, if I was looking to invest in London and do a development in London, like you said, you've got to find the right deal, make sure it's a perfect project for you. But what would you recommend in terms of London in comparison to like Manchester or Leeds or Liverpool or even Birmingham?
I'd say they're all pretty much the same, except for obviously London. You got a lot more. You got to jump through a lot more hoops, you know, road closures and stuff like that. Whereas, you know, if you're doing a development in outside city centre in Liverpool, or sometimes even in city centre, there's not that many restrictions. Whereas in London, you need permits for every little bit, and there's all sorts of hoops that you have to jump through, closing roads, doing diversions, doing this, doing that, which could affect, you know, your profitability at the end of the day. So it's just a different sort of ball game altogether down in London, but you get the rewards.
But would you put London? So would you put London at the top of your recommendation list then?
100%. If you can get into, the problem is there's so many people, not just from London, from all over the world, looking for developments and doing developments in London, that it's just too competitive, if you like. So yeah, but if you can find a great deal in London, then by all means do it. Yeah.
If not, then go Manchester.
If not, then go Manchester or Liverpool or
Leeds or Birmingham.
Or Leeds or Birmingham, yeah.
Okay, so if you are looking to invest in the UK in terms of property development, then this video explained a little bit about where to invest in the UK or where to do the property development. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop us a like and subscribe to our channel for all of our other videos. And if you've got any questions, make sure you comment it down below, and we'll be more than happy to do another video to answer your questions. Now, if you don't already, make sure you head over to our social media, Instagram, Facebook. They'll be linked down in the description, and give us a follow, where you can also reach us on there and ask us any questions you've got there, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.